So over the last 30 days, I have made 30 videos on this channel, including the one you're watching right now. And in this video, I kind of wanted to just go over everything that happened during VEDA, the stuff I noticed, the stuff that I found interesting, and just kind of the pros and cons, because a lot of people might tell you that, you need to post a lot on YouTube. And is that really true? Or you need to post the same thing over and over, or you need to do this option or whatever. And I kind of want to just talk about a lot of that stuff. And one very interesting thing that has changed over the last 30 days, which I literally mentioned at the start, like in the maybe second or third video of VEDA, and that is I'm now on medication for my anxiety. It was something I was talking about how I was trying to avoid it, and I was trying to not be on it or anything like that. But dude, over the last few days, I don't know what it was. I don't know why it's been happening. Maybe I'm just stressed for reasons I don't know. But like my eye sensation issues that I talked about in that third video or whatever had just become way more intense. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to like move on with life. I want to do other things. And I'm just going to finally bite the bullet, and I'm going to try out medication. So I'm doing something that is very low dose, very chill. Apparently I'm on the children's version of it. So, cause I'm like so against it, but, we're going to try it out. We're going to see how it is. I have, for the most part, get a little bit of like dizziness slash confusion, not necessarily confusion, but like it just feels like I feel a little meh a little bit, but for the most part still kind of feel myself and all that kind of jazz. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. We'll see how it goes. I've only been on it for a day, literally only a day as I record this, so I got it on the 29th, and yeah, I've taken my full first dose over the last 24 hours. But that is the first thing that has changed. But now I want to talk about just everything that happened with VEDA. And to have some confession, obviously right at the start, some of you may notice that you're like, man, dude, that's crazy. You kept up with so many of these videos. And, posting a video every day is pretty crazy. It is, and I did it. But you might notice that sometimes it might seem like videos are very similar or like in the same locations or whatever. And that is because sometimes I recorded 2 videos in a day. I think the most videos I recorded in a day were like 3 to 4. I might have recorded 4 videos in one day one time. The reason why is I was doing it day to day. Like the first week I was doing it like the day before, I should say, not the day of. And I realized that was going to be very difficult, because if I had just one bad day of anxiety, or I just got really busy and I just didn't have a topic to talk about, it was going to blow up the whole project. And so I was like, I need to stay a couple of videos ahead at least. And the one thing I started noticing, because for a long time I have not really been into the whole YouTube thing. I think a lot of people know this. I said coming into 2025, I was just going to put YouTube on the back burner, and if I did it, I did it, and if I didn't, I didn't. And as I started making videos, I was like, I kind of remember why I like this YouTube thing. It's cool to just get in front of a camera and talk and like really just yap, as a lot of people would say today, which I've learned people like my yapping on some of these videos. But, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyways, as I was making these videos, I was like, I kind of want to make more. And I was like writing down ideas. I was like, what could this be a topic? Could this be a topic? Could this be a topic? And there's a lot of ideas that I had that kind of sounded similar to other ideas, so I just kind of like smashed them together. Or there were ideas that I just kind of like, that's not good enough for a video, so I'm not going to do it. So it did get the creative juices flowing when you have to make 30 videos in 30 days. But I don't think it's sustainable to do one a day. I think that's really stupid. I think all these people out here that are doing daily vlogs are either lying to you, they are probably like a few days ahead, or they're insane, because I just don't think it is a good way to live. And I think a lot of daily vloggers who used to daily vlog all the time no longer do that, like the really big ones like Fun for Louie and Casey Neistat and all that, because they probably realized how much it sucked. And obviously, YouTube has changed over the years as well. It's another reason why VEDA has died, because it's a lot of work to drop 30 videos in 30 days. Unless you're doing something that is easily repeatable or, very formulaic, that doesn't require a human sometimes, at least not on camera. And so, yeah, that was one of the first things, very confession-wise, is not all of these videos were recorded each single day. Sometimes I recorded multiple videos. And I think that's the way you need to do it. I think people also don't care. I didn't get one comment. Genuinely, did not get one comment of people being like, did you film this on the same day? This is actually being filmed on the 30th day. This is probably the only video that's being filmed on the day it goes live. But yeah, so it was that was a very interesting experience. I don't recommend it to anybody because you will just end up stressing out. And I did end up stressing out around, dude, because I got like, I think the last 15 videos were done by the 15th. Like, seriously. Like, I did like a solid week and a half of just filming videos to get so ahead. And I'm like, oh, dude. I think I mentioned it in the death video that I recorded that one fairly early. Just because it was something I wanted to talk about and I wanted to just get it out of my brain. And some of the other videos were like that too. And like when you do like review videos of like books or whatever, you can do those whenever and just release them whenever. And so it was very cool to like just make content again and not really worry about like it needs to be super fancy editing and all this kind of jazz. So that was cool. But I will say, so the pro was just being able to do that kind of content and be able to yap. The con definitely is 30 videos in 30 days is not a great thing to do. It's a lot of work, and I don't think people understand that. It's funny because like I felt like it was easy, but I've also had crazy amounts of like experience putting out videos for like every single day. And my friends were like, dude, if you do 30 videos in 30 days, that's like an accomplishment. I'm like, it's easy. I've learned I have trouble, appreciating the things I've been able to accomplish or do because I don't think it's good enough yet. So I don't know whatever that is. I don't know what they call that, but I got that. What's else? I wrote some things down. Let's see. One of the pros I will say is when you do 30 videos, if you do it like me, okay, I have to say that to be very clear. If you do VEDA, the whole concept of this channel is like fuck the niche. So I try not to have a niche. And if you watch VEDA, and the views will tell you, I did everything, man. I mean, like if you just go look at the stuff, like the first video was obviously the introduction video. Then I talked about YouTube. Then I talked about health anxiety. Then I reviewed a book, talked about AI art, talked about getting canceled, self-care, possibly having midlife crisis, talked about like, oh, you should write what you want, talked about how you shouldn't be Batman. I talked about detoxing, then like something that changed my life when it came to productive, more books, being lonely, talked about regret. This I hate webtoons video is the best one of all the VEDA videos, which I think is crazy. But, that's also like, it was a random thing. I was hoping this Cowboys one was going to be a little bit better because I dropped it on the draft. No views at all. Nobody gave a shit. Same thing with like this stop having opinions one. But yeah, I feel like I tried a bunch of different things and some hit and some didn't. And that's the one positive of VEDA, I will say, is if you do not want to have a niche and you want to just try doing a bunch of things, a 30-day challenge of doing 30 videos about whatever you want is a good way to test out to see what works. Now, if you are somebody that cares about the algorithm and all that stuff, it might not be a good thing for you because, apparently some people say that, if you drop a good video and then you drop a bad video right after that, the algorithm thinks like, oh, danger, Joe Robinson, and like, freaks out or whatever. So you need to constantly have good content after good content, and that's why everybody does niches, because it's more likely if somebody watched one video in a certain topic, they'll watch another video in that same topic. So yeah, that's the positive there. If you are somebody that wants to try out a bunch of things, I got to see what people liked. As I mentioned, the catfish video, which I think is the second best video. Actually, the catfish video is better than the webtoons video. I stand corrected. I could have sworn this was like at 600 views like 2 or 3 days ago. But anyways, the catfish video, the comments I got on there, which were not many, but like I got like 2 or 3 that were like, this feels like I'm talking to a girlfriend. Like this is a yap session. And I'm like, okay, so people like me yapping about stuff. And so that was kind of what a lot of these videos were. And it's so nice to just turn on a camera and talk and not have to worry about like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to like cut it there because there's gonna be this visual of this, and then there's gonna be this visual of this, and then this. Like, dude, I could not tell you guys how much time I was spending on those earlier videos on this channel to make them look good. And it's just so much easier to kind of like riff off the top of your head and kind of like one-shot it. So that was kind of a really nice positive there. But as I said, you'll also learn certain things won't be as good. I did change something halfway through the this whole cycle. A lot of you might have noticed that the first 14 videos or so on this channel got push notifications. the last 15 or so, I don't think yesterday's I think got a push notification, but all of the last 15 or so, no push notifications. This will probably have a push notification, but for the most part, yeah, I was testing out if push notifications matter or not, because I heard this rumor from people that if you're releasing content that's not in the same niche, put it out to no push notifications. That way, people that are, it doesn't go to your sub box and stuff like that, and people aren't skipping over it, so the algorithm doesn't punish you because your subscribers don't want to watch that video. So, I mean, maybe it worked. I don't really know, because I will say, if we started, let's see, the last 15 videos would have started, I think, with this book scared me. Let's see, 3, 4, 9, 12. So it would have started actually, you know what? Arguably, the push notification thing might have been a really good idea for a bit, because this loneliness video, over 500 views, this filled with regret, over 200, the catfish got 1.1, this webtoons one got 1K, and then after that webtoons video, everything just fell off. Like, there was no traction with any of the videos after that. So I don't know if YouTube caught on to my little game and they're like, why is this guy posting so many videos and not using push notifications? So I don't know if the algorithm's that smart to where they're just like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Because any video before that, nothing got that many views, like not even over 200. I mean, the YouTube one was the closest one with 176. But yeah, for the most part, everything with the no push notifications seemed to do better. So I was able to experiment with that, take what you want from that information. But yeah, it did seem like it died off. I just don't know if I just had a bunch of bangers in a row that's why those did well, or if YouTube was like, we're gonna punish you for doing that. So take that, take it for what you will. What else? I already mentioned this. It kind of made me enjoy making content again, which brings me to the next thing. Will I continue making content? And I think if I continue this yapper style, one-shot kind of videos, I think I can get out a video a week. I mean, obviously, I just showed I could do 30. But there are so many other things that I want to work on in life that I've really realized I love writing. I want to continue writing. I have a bunch of writing projects that I started before I tried VEDA, and I even put one, like a serious one, on the back burner to do this month, and I really want to get back to that. That's one thing I will say that kind of VEDA, a con of VEDA, was it made me realize, like, I just wanted to get back to, I think the reason why I made so many videos so fast, like 4 in a day sometimes, is because I wanted to get back to writing. Like, I wanted to get back to working on the other projects I was doing. So I was just like, I kind of want to get VEDA over with so I can do this other stuff. Also, I knew I was going to do a day in the life video, if you guys haven't seen that one. And that was going to take a little bit to film, and I had to get ahead so I could have a few days to film that, because I had to go to, like, different locations and stuff to film some of the parts. And even just, like, filming the stuff in this room, it's still, like, you got to make sure the lighting's good or whatever. And you can tell some of those scenes, I was just like, fuck it. But, it's the day in the life. So, yeah, that is one thing I will say is posting 30 videos in a row, even if you batch record them, it still keeps you from doing other things you want to do. So I wouldn't go back to, like, even though I have the ability to make a video every single day, some of this has shown me it's not worth it. I mean, like I said, this Cowboys video has 7 views, and some of these other videos have like 15 views, 20 views. So it's not worth it to upload it every day. Probably best just to upload one video a week and see how they do. And if one pops, that's cool. Because like I said, we got 1,000 views here on a couple of these. And maybe videos going forward will also do that. We also got some more subs, which is really nice. So that's the first thing that's happened in a while, is actually organically growing subs, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of something that hasn't happened in a while since, the MrBeast videos. So that was nice to see, just, people subbing like, 1, 2 a day. Like, that's just dope. And so that was a positive. But yeah, I think if I do continue making YouTube videos, it'll be once a week, probably Wednesdays. I don't know why Wednesdays feel the best. It's like midweek, good time to drop it. I also hear that's like when most people watch content, is Wednesday night. So if I do continue making videos once a week, look for Wednesday. That'll probably be, and it's also, like, this day is dropping on a Wednesday, this last video. So in a week from now, if there's another video next Wednesday, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. I continue it going that way. But yeah, for the cons that I have, too much work. Like I said, it is a lot of work to make 30 videos in a row. And that's what my friends were telling me, but I was just like, it's easy. It is a lot of work. Yeah, you can't, oh yeah, you also can't spend that much time editing. You know, if you want, unless, like I said, it would be miserable if you did. Like, this would be your only job, the only thing you have in life. You have no family, you have nothing else. If you wanted to make really awesome videos like I was doing earlier on this channel, not before VEDA, and have like really good editing, you need to have no life to do 30 videos in 30 days. It's just too much. Unless you're going to spend a whole month beforehand creating the videos so you have a whole month to edit them and upload them later, you could do that. But at that point, are you really doing 30 videos in 30 days? You're doing 30 videos in 60 days, essentially. I mean, I technically did pretty much like 29 videos in 15 days, which is kind of crazy, but, you know, uploading-wise. So, yeah, that you won't have a lot of time to edit if you're going to try to do something like this. And then, yeah, the last thing, I don't think people like daily content. Call me crazy. I don't know if that's you know, a controversial point. I don't think people like somebody that uploads every day because you get behind. It's like watching a TV show, right? Like, imagine if your favorite show uploaded a new episode every single day, and you're like, oh crap, I only have time to watch stuff on the weekends. And then it's like, it might be nice because you're like, oh, I get to watch 7 episodes on the weekend, but if they're an hour each, that's 1/3 of your day, man, pretty much. So that's a lot of time to devote. And like on YouTube, you know, I feel like the sweet spot is like 20 minutes for a video. So if you get in the 30 to an hour range, people are stopping to watch your video and they'll come back to it if they come back to it. And so, yeah, it's kind of a lot of crazy stuff there. But I don't think people like daily content. You know, the push notifications really showed me that only a handful of people were watching all of my videos. The videos were also so sporadic and so random. Like I said, sometimes I'm reviewing something, sometimes I'm talking about life. You know, it's just so many different stuff. You know, everybody got to pick their poison, essentially. And so I think it was just too much. You know, just so I think daily content is probably not the best thing, in my opinion, when it comes from a personality. I think maybe if it's like learning or news or stuff like that, people will probably care more. But yeah, from my observation here, I don't think people like daily content because they don't, everybody has lives, man. They don't have time to just watch everything because you're not the only person they're watching, right? They're watching a bunch of other people too. So if you're dropping 30 videos in 30 days and then there other people are dropping like multiple videos a week, it's very easy to get behind on, and they're going to pick like, all right, well, to watch, I'm just going to pick my ones that look interesting. And so probably best not to do as many videos, but I still think there's a lot of gems in here, honestly. Like, I wish, oh man, some videos that I think people I wish would have watched more of. I don't know. I mean, nobody gave this one a shot, but I think it's also maybe the thumbnail scares people off, which is totally fine. But I think there was a nice little just conversation in there of like, you know, write what you want, don't care about what people think of you and whatnot. Also, this Batman one I think was really good. It got some decent views. This was a 3-part series right here of the detox, the declutter, and the calendar one. I think that's a really good thing if you're trying to change your life a little bit and kind of be better in just like in your day-to-day. If you got projects to work on and you're feeling like you're scatterbrained, I would highly recommend doing stuff like that. And then, yeah, the being lonely one I thought was really real and very vulnerable to check out. Catfish one was just a great story. Even though you don't miss the old days, I wish more people would have watched that. The opinions one, surprisingly, I thought that was going to get a little bit more traction. I did have a different thumbnail there. But, yeah, we'll see if any of these grow over time. Especially, I finally covered Metamorphosis as well, which, that was an interesting read, I'll say that. Definitely go check that out if you've ever been curious about somebody talking about that. But, for the most part, yeah, that's 30 videos in 30 days. It was a great experiment. I got to try out a lot of things. I feel like it did kind of give me a little bit of love for YouTube again, which is I felt like I was very lacking. If you guys didn't even notice, I was craving content so much that I started doing reaction videos again, and I uploaded like 4 videos, but that's also when I started getting really stressed. So I was just like, oh, maybe I'm doing too much. Like maybe I shouldn't be doing the reaction videos all the time, but maybe I find a nice balance of 1 video here and maybe like 1 or 2 videos over on the reaction channel. I'll have to figure it out. I don't really know. I did just want to upload a reaction video because it had been like 5 or 6 months over there. And YouTube, I know after a while, they get like real antsy and they're like, where's our money, boy? And they get real mad. And so I needed to make a video over there to show them that like, I'm still a creator. So yeah. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. VEDA is officially over. Keep an eye out on this channel. Hit that subscribe button for future content on this channel. Still be very yapping. I still have some ideas I want to talk about. I have some topics that didn't make it through VEDA, but they came out like later on, and I'm like, oh, that could have been a good video. But I had already made videos, and I didn't want to, you know, kind of kill that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Content should still keep flowing here. Hopefully, people did enjoy this yap session because it's so much easier on me, to be honest. But that's gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen. 30 videos in 30 days. That's my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.